Coming up on Small Town Big Deal. We're getting plowed in Minnesota. For a farm boy like me, this is the Olympics. We dig up some dirt at the World Championships of Plowing.
Plus, hooked on a feeling, Jan and Rodney's great walleye fish-off.
Oh, golly. Yep, got one. Got one.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
And we are about as far north in the continental USA as you can get in Baudette, Minnesota.
Now, we have covered hundreds of big deals in small towns all across America, but this, I think, is probably the biggest deal, smallest town thing we have ever seen.
And that's because people have come from almost 30 countries to witness and compete in a very unique event, one you've likely never seen before and probably never heard of.
Because we sure hadn't.
They've come from all over the world.
I'm Eamon Tracy and I'm from the Republic of Ireland.
My name is Janis Vaitevits and I am from Latvia.
To proudly represent their homeland.
I am Thor Brooks from Belgium.
From Kenya.
And I am from Norway.
And a competition that's all about getting down and dirty in the best possible way.
Welcome to the 66th Annual World Plowing Contest, being held this year in the small town of Baudette, Minnesota.
For someone who's never heard of this before, had no idea this even occurred, how do you describe this competition?
Well, you know, what I would say is this, is that, you know what, this is competitive plowing, and they're judged on a number of criteria. Depth of furrow, how clean their rows are. They measure the tops of the rows. You better not see any kind of weeds. I mean, and there's 20 other criteria, I don't understand, but when it's all said and done, they want to get the perfect looking row that's all even across. That's the goal.
Okay, for a farm boy like me, this is the Olympics.
With 51 competitors from 28 countries taking part in the three-day contest, this year's event is the first to be held on American soil since 1987.
And population here is?
In Baudette, it's 1,250.
And you're hosting the world.
And you know how many stoplights we have in Lake of the Woods County?
How many?
0.
Oh, no.
We have more deer than they have people.
Wow. So this competition over in Europe, it's like NASCAR or the NFL. Hundreds of thousands of people come out to watch.
The Irish have their annual competition each year. They'll get upwards of 300,000 people for that event. I mean, everybody knows about it.
Despite its small size, Baudette and Lake of the Woods County is known as the walleye capital of the world.
Look at that one.
Year-round fishing is huge here and what they are primarily known for. So hooking an event like the World Plowing Contest is a very big deal.
And I'm guessing you're going to have a big welcome for the USA team, Gene Grover and Dale Dirksen.
And just as in the Olympics, the opening ceremonies feature plenty of pomp. As teams are introduced, national anthems are performed, and flags are raised in the spirit of international brotherhood.
And our motto is Pax Arva Colat, which is Latin, and in English that is let peace cultivate the fields.
Latvia! Oh, there's our guy! What does it mean to come here and compete in the name of your country?
I think it's very important to represent my country, to make the best that I can, to make my people proud of me and my family.
Kenya!
Do you think you can win? Each one of the competitors have chances of winning. We have come to win.
Competitors make up a dream team of the world's best. Each must be their home country's national champion just to qualify to compete here.
We have Scott Lockridge and Brett Lockridge, father and son.
Father and son Brett and Scott Lockridge traveled over 9,000 miles from Australia to compete.
This is my 13th time, and now Scott's sort of following in my footsteps. So yeah, it's really, really special, really privileged that Scott's here.
Minnesota's own Gene Gruber is an 8-time national champion and the only American to have ever won a world championship. He crushed the field at the 2017 contest in Kenya.
When you won the world championship, how many points did you win by?
64.
Wow! So that's a lot.
That was a lot, yeah. It was a lot.
So you pretty much smoked them.
How many times have you done it?
This is my 10th time to represent Ireland.
You must be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm the current world champion, so not too bad.
Wait, you're the current world champion?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Should I curtsy or?
No, it's okay.
And where you've got superstars, you're bound to have super fans.
This is the biggest crowd from Austria. How many came?
We are about 50 people.
So 50 people. So this is a big deal, plowing, right?
Yes, it is.
That means that you really...
Yes, we are true fans.
And coming up,
Let the plowing begin. Slicing and dicing with the best in the world.
plus walleye masters, what could possibly go wrong?
First, a special small-town big deal plowing quiz.
In what year did John Deere introduce a breakthrough in plowing that would revolutionize agriculture? Was it A, 1790, B, 1837, or C, 1912?
The answer when we come back.
You're watching
Kleine Stadt, großer Deal.
And now the answer to our special small-town big deal plowing quiz.
We asked, in what year did John Deere introduce a breakthrough in plowing that would revolutionize agriculture?
A huge difference in plowing happened in 1837 when John Deere made the steel plow. It meant the soil didn't stick to it so much. Didn't know I knew that, did you?
Welcome back to the World Plowing Contest in Lake of the Woods, Minnesota.
But first, a little plowing 101. The earliest plows are thought to have originated about 6,000 years ago in the Middle East. They were little more than a crooked stick with a sharpened point to scratch the soil.
Fast forward a couple thousand years. Wooden frame plows with iron blades showed up. The wheel was added. Then the mold board, which molded the soil into nice, even mounds.
Things largely stayed the same from Roman times all the way up until our friend blacksmith John Deere discovered the benefits of using a steel plow. Mass production followed, and just like that, America was on its way to becoming the world leader in agriculture.
Which brings us to today and day one of the competition. Last-minute modifications are made, blades are sharpened, and it's plowmen, start your tractors.
This first day is stubble plowing. Each plowman is allocated a plot that measures 100 meters long by 20 meters wide. Now, some of what the judges look for is accuracy of depth, width, and uniformity of soil.
The furrows must all look exactly the same, so they must be uniform and conform with each other.
So straightness is really important, correct?
Straightness is judged 4 times.
So I got a question. So you want to go really straight, you don't have a secret little switch to kick on a GPS?
No, they inspect your equipment for that.
I'm sure they do.
In fact, all that is allowed are 3 sighting posts that plowmen set themselves. And once they actually start plowing it, exactly how long do they have to plow it?
20 minutes to do the opening split, and then the judges come and judge that, and then they've got 2 hours and 40 minutes to do the rest of it.
And once underway, competitors are continually making adjustments.
You'll see them all the time jumping in and out measuring so that they can get it exactly right, down to the inch.
The precision with which these guys are cutting the soil reminded me of a guy cutting diamonds.
And you're constantly worrying about straightness. Every time you hit a light soil or dark soil, the plow shifts.
I've plowed a lot of fields in my life, probably thousands of acres. Not one of them was this straight.
You're constantly running your hydraulics about every 3 to 5 seconds. You're changing a hydraulic measurement to keep it straight.
Earlier, we introduced you to the 2017 world champion, Gene Gruber. He's one of 8 children, a Minnesota farmer, and 4-time national champion, Werner Gruber.
So I think it's fair to say that you guys are definitely like the first family of plowing in the United States. I mean, how many championships are there between all generations?
There's 3 generations now, and we have 19 national champions.
19.
The Gruber kids all learned to plow at their father's knee. And like their dad, a number of them became U.S. national champions and went on to compete in the world contest.
My younger brother, he plowed 4 times. My dad plowed 4 times. I have another brother here that plowed twice, and then this is my 8th time, and then Haley had her first.
Haley is Gene's 17-year-old daughter. She is the 3rd generation of Grubers to make it to the World Finals.
She did so in 2018 as a 16-year-old at the World event in Germany. Haley placed 6th out of a field of 30. It helped that she literally grew up on a tractor.
Well, if you look at my tractor, you see a little buddy seat off to the side.
When I first started, I was about this short.
I put on this buddy seat and then I'll put a seatbelt on her, and she would sit there for hours on end. Then we were coming home from the field one day and she was 7, and she goes, "When can I start plowing?" And never thought in a million years she'd want to plow, and she just took off from there. I started shallowing up over here already.
But then it gets better.
Actually, it almost looks better where I shallow.
Haley, do you think this is something you want to continue the family tradition? Or?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. I like to plow. I don't know what, the plowing is just fun.
I will not be surprised at all if one day I hear Haley Gruber, world champion plowwoman. And I get the feeling that you're a pretty fierce competitor, Dad.
She is, oh yeah.
I just have this sense.
She's my biggest competitor. This is pretty good plowing. Good job, Gene Gruber.
The more I close my eyes, the better it looks.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone head-to-head?
Yeah, we've gone a couple times.
And how's that gone?
Oh, it's going good.
You say that because you win every time.
Wait, so far.
You got to admire the relationship between Gene and Haley. It's what every father wants.
In the front row.
This year's event is bittersweet for the whole Gruber family. Werner passed away just 3 months before the world contest returned to the Minnesota farmland he loved so well.
This is something that was really close to your dad's heart.
Yeah.
And how do you think he'd feel seeing all this here today? And
I know he really wanted to be here.
He would be really proud. When he won the Worlds in Kenya, I called right away back home and everything. He's like, "Yeah, I know, I saw it. And he was just so excited, and you could hear in his voice he was crying before, so he was so proud.
Coming up, the final day of competition. Who will be named the world's best?
And then on the hunt for the elusive walleye.
Here, fishy, fishy. Come here, fishy, fishy.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. Those repairs are more expensive than ever. A new engine can be over $5,000. A new transmission over $4,000. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today. CarShield is the #1 auto protection company in the country.
I like CarShield because they were reliable, they were affordable, and they were trustworthy.
Well, I think everybody should have CarShield. Once your manufacturer's warranty is expired, there's just no big bills. If we needed repairs, CarShield was there for us.
Now it's your turn to get the peace of mind that comes with having CarShield, so you can worry less about auto repairs. Call or go online right now to get CarShield for yourself. Friendly, knowledgeable, money-saving representatives are available 24 hours a day. So if your car is 20 years old or newer, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck to get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
It's no fun when you have a car and it's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
Here's how CarShield works. When your car needs repair, you take it to your favorite mechanic or even your dealer, and CarShield gets them paid directly. That's why CarShield is America's #1 auto protection provider.
CarShield is just the best thing to take away the fear that when something is going to go wrong with your car, because it will, and CarShield is going to be there to back you up.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late.
Call 1-800-421-5365 or go to CarShield.com. Get covered today.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. And even though the World Plowing Contest is a big deal in Baudette today,
there is something else around here that puts them on the map all year long.
And it has to do with this big guy right behind us. It's not every town that has a 40-foot-long fish welcoming visitors. But when you're the self-proclaimed walleye capital of the world, having Willie Walleye front and center makes perfect sense.
Lake of the Woods, we are a credible walleye fisher. We fish them all 4 seasons. So right now, fish are out in the main basin, and we're getting big fish, lots of fish.
People travel from all over the world to fish Lake of the Woods, a world-class resort area that straddles the border between Minnesota and Canada. Now, it's said that nobody walks away without catching something.
We have walleyes, muskies, smallmouth bass, crappies, perch, northern pike, sturgeon, lake sturgeon.
Well, I love to fish.
You do?
I love to fish. I don't do it well, but I'm always out there. I could be out there all day.
So with that, we decided to take a couple of hours away from the plowing contest. And with the generosity of the folks at the Borderview Lodge, we set out with our Captain Cassie to catch us some walleye.
Lake of the Woods is 70 miles long and 70 miles across. Get this, it contains more than 14,000 islands and 65,000 miles of shoreline.
Push that one in. Yep, and then just let it go all the way to the bottom and you'll feel it hit.
If he catches the first fish, I'm just gonna push him overboard.
I think I had a bite.
Did you feel a little nibble?
Yeah.
You'll feel the tap, tap, and then you'll feel weight, then you wanna set the hook.
Okay, are you just saying that to make me mad that you thought you had like...
No, I had a tap, tap. I didn't jerk though and set the... I'm just not a fisherman. Got anything yet?
Yeah, I already caught and released. You missed that?
Yeah,
You missed that part. We've probably been fishing for 5 minutes. Rodney's probably done.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Here, fishy, fishy. Jan, how you doing?
I can't tell. How about you?
I've got an offer going.
What's that?
I have 0 fish.
Oh, this is beginning to remind me of the last time we went fishing together, a few years ago down in Florida.
Oh, was that my shrimp? I lost my shrimp. Rodney, you want me to cast it for you?
No, not my strong suit.
We didn't have much luck back then either. But then...
Oh, golly. Yep, got one. Got one. Or do I have a rock?
It might be the rock. Yep, the rock.
Oh, man.
What happened?
I got a rock.
Maybe we just needed more time on the water or a little more patience from somebody. But today just didn't seem to be our day.
So I'm thinking we need a little more time. Probably need to head back to shore, so I'll be back.
Sorry, Jan. Better luck next time. But on a brighter note, we've got the final day of plowing to cover. The previous day's event was plowing on stubble. Today it's on grassland or sod.
The stubble is more pulverized soil, and you have rounder furrows. And today it'll be just like cutting blocks out like sod and laying them up like building blocks. So totally different style plowing.
So as we start day 2 in the conventional, the top 5 competitors are just nose to nose. So Gene, you're in second place. How's that make you feel?
Oh, good. It makes it easy coming into today. No, I had a success yesterday.
That puts you in a strong position going into the last day.
Yeah, but Scotland, he's relentless.
He's relentless.
But no, it'll be all right.
Also nipping at Gene's heels is the defending champion, Eamon Tracy from Ireland.
So I hear you guys are the guys to beat.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Yeah, you could say that.
As the field gets underway, it should be mentioned that over the last few decades, plowing has been on the decline. Many farmers have opted to go with no-till techniques that are said to be more cost-effective and better environmentally.
Even so, for these sculptors of the soil, this competition, this living bridge to the past, is one they're in no hurry to leave behind.
And the 66th Conventional World Plowing Champion from Scotland, Andrew B. Mitchell Sr.
In the end, that relentless Scotsman did win. The Irishman, Eamon Tracy, came in second, and Gene Gruber a very respectable third.
But perhaps the biggest winner was the event itself and the people of Baudette.
Together, they showed what can happen when people from all over the world can embrace the credo of the World Plowing Organization. Let peace cultivate the land.
And you know, we have people from all over the world here and a lot of countries that have issues together. We leave politics at the gate coming in. And I think if an organisation like ours can do that, it's only tiny, but look, hopefully we can spread the message a little bit.
It's a start.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Small Town Big Deal, because it was certainly one that had an international flavor.
That's for sure. I learned about a whole new sport, a new competition, and, well, what some would call an art form that I had no idea even existed.
And it had some really great competitors from all over the world who've had a lot of success. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America. Are my rows this straight? Have you seen me plow the planer? Yeah, I've never seen one.
Do you have one yours?
No, I don't have planers.
That's been your problem.
I have the Coulter, yeah.
All these years.
That is one of many problems with my plowing. But
could you plow this straight?
No. No. I maybe could milk a cow.
I'm starving here, Jan. Come on.
Am I in charge of catching dinner?
Yes.